Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of The Challenge Ride or Dies, episode 15, Not a Problem. KNOT, we'll get there. I'm Jonny Fairplay. That's Dan Montchal. That's Alex Trias. We're talking The Challenge. This is, we're getting close. I feel like what next week is potentially the penultimate episode or the penultimate of the penultimate.
It's possible because we could rule it this way. There's 5 teams left at the end of this episode.
Yes.
They're not going to run with 5. We know that. So one more team has to go.
Yes.
You could easily see them run with 4, 2-part final because MT loves to do a 2-part final.
Oh,
and you know what else is great as a 2-part finale. Reunion. You got to have a reunion. What else will Fessel say at the reunion?
Yeah, now I need the 2-part finale so that I can see Devin running in slow motion for 25 minutes for no reason.
With an unlit broken cigarette.
With an unlit broken cigarette. I mean, this is our go-to, and it's like, oh, Devin's falling behind. I'm just like, yeah, and then they'll reset, and then he's right there because there's a puzzle, but we have to see him behind for 25 minutes straight for no reason.
And then suddenly everyone quits and Sarah Lucina wins.
Oh, well, that's a totally different
show. Wait, different show. Different show.
God, please no.
But I you know what? I could use one half of that reunion to figure out when is this snake move happening that from Amber that everyone was talking about? Like, oh, you'll see this big shifty move that Amber makes. And all I want to know is, what's the shifty move? The fact that, oh, we know we're going to be thrown in, so how about we just volunteer anyway?
That's the snake move.
Oh, there's strategy behind this. There's so much strategy. I'm like,
yeah. The strategy is they knew they were going to get voted in. So they said, just we're volunteering and we're taking away whatever, but we're not. And everyone knows it. But
yeah, it's like we're guaranteeing that one of the spots isn't you. Snake move. But you know what? But you know what? If I can believe in anyone, it's Anissa. Because as we know, Anissa is a winner. She won constantly this episode. And you know what? I got to read about it in this book I just got from a friend from a belated Secret Santa. Oh. And the first half is all about Anissa. It's called How to Win at the Challenge and Life. Yep. Wait. Actually, let me go for this again. I'm sure she's in here. Let's see. We got Cara Maria, Bananas,
sure.
CT,
oh, wow.
Jordan, Veronica,
all right.
Alton, Cynthia from All Stars that past time that was there for a second.
Okay.
You know what? There's no Anissa in here.
Oh.
I guess she has not won at the challenge. Or
so
at
it's
life.
It's about her life.
Yeah, by not being in it, it's about her life.
Oh, all right. Well, there
her best is yet to still come.
Yeah. Glass half full, Alex. Come on.
You know what? With you guys being a little more aggressive to me right now, I can believe in myself now. And I can get, what? I can get my cooch unstuck and do this challenge.
I was worried about you, cooch.
We all
I think she's the first one in of Jordan's 7 seasons. It's like, that's the type of motivation that I need from a teammate. Said no one ever about Jordan before.
Well, because the other people that have partners with Jordan never had to deal with that because they could actually be semi-athletic, as he says in this episode.
Oh, we'll get to semi-athletic. Is that line of the season?
Honestly, that's the scene of the season where everyone keeps going oh, you underestimate Anissa. Online, they're all about Anissa's a lot better than what you think. And then you literally have all of her friends smirking and holding back laughter as she's trying to compete in this challenge. You're oh god, I feel so bad for Jordan here. Be at least semi-athletic, Anissa.
Semi-athletic. That's my goal.
And she's what? Do you want me to move the rope or something? Just do something.
I shoot for semi-athletic at 1 a.m. So I relate.
We don't have Rachel here.
I'd say Rachel's not here for the counter. It's unfortunate.
All right, the episode begins. Nani wants
on.
Well, we got the previously on that went forever, but after that, Nani wants Casey and Kenny back in the game, and I was like, Not so fast, Nani. Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh, no pun intended.
Sorry, that is the name of the eliminator. What is not so fast?
We've seen this time and time again. In fact,
Wait.
Nani was the first person to ever do not so fast.
Oh,
You and your partner have a limited amount of time to use a very heavy rope and weave it through a little jungle gym and try to make a very complicated path for the other team to then have to untie all of that rope and bring it past the line to win.
this is the heaviest version of that rope.
According to Anissa.
Yes.
You know, I've handled my fair share of rope, and this has by far been the longest and the heaviest.
Do you believe it's the same rope they've always used?
I could argue that they could have made it a heavier rope, because it's two people involved. Because normally this is a one-person comp.
Okay.
Well, they should have made it heavier simply just because this is the smallest structure we've ever seen them do it on.
Every
other time,
very
it's
tiny.
several
Yeah,
different stories.
Yeah, what happened to the all-star structure? Like that thing was like a jungle gym my kids would pray to anything to have on their playground.
Yeah, I love the giant dome sets they used to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you have so much rope. Let's see how much of a web you can weave. And here you're just like, let's just throw it all in the middle.
Yeah, you got
It's good.
you got a cell they use for like a Shark Tank in wrestling.
Right. It's probably the same strength.
Probably. So yes, here's where we get "Oh My Cooch" by Anissa. That may be line of the season, but I'm going with semi-athletic. And we're halfway through the challenge, and Anissa admits that her arms are shot. And this is followed by everyone recognizing so is her cardio.
Yeah, this is the moment that everyone realized it for sure.
Yeah.
No, before that, adrenaline junkie, runs a marathon a day type of person. That's how we all described Anissa.
Sure.
Yeah.
So at this point, we get a confessional from Casey and Kenny, and you have a very animated, positive thinking, happy Casey going, "We've got one more chance to do this." And Kenny so ridiculously dejected, going, not saying anything, illustrating to the viewers, no, we don't.
Well, you know what? He should be a little more enthusiastic because ultimately Kenny has been able to do what no other reality TV person has ever been able to do to Casey. And that's eliminate her from a competition.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations. So, hey, Kenny is the most gentleman challenger in the history of the challenge.
With Horacio as a very close second.
Very close with the flowers.
Very close. Yeah.
You know what? Can we call it a tie?
You know what? We all love ties in this. Let's give them both the award. It's great.
Yay. Oh, 2023. Let's all tie.
This whole elimination just made me laugh because you get the beginning confessionals where it's just like, oh, Casey and Kenny are killing it. And it's like, that's such editing. That's such a lie. No one thinks Jordan isn't going to win this elimination if he has to drag Anissa.
Well, I love that it's Tori trying to find a way to not say the reason why she thinks Casey and Kenny could win is not because of what she says. She says, well, they have more endurance. They're smaller. I'm like, say the quiet part out loud. It's okay. She's your friend.
It's okay.
She should be able to take it. And it's not even an insult. She is bigger boned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she had just naturally has a wider body. It's gonna be an obstacle.
Yeah. What did they say? Chauncey is like, there's Anissa has weight over Amber. He says wait after 10 other words he's trying to throw out there before wait. And it's just like, it's okay. So if this were two dudes, I would be like
they didn't hesitate. Yeah, they didn't hesitate to say, oh, Jordan has 30 pounds or doesn't have 30 pounds on Chauncey.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I think it's easy to say about girls. Just don't say a number.
Yeah. Don't say a number.
Don't say a number and don't say don't call them fat. That's the only things you can't do. And yeah, it's clear she has more weight on Amber. She has
very clear.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So could they have picked two challenges more suited? Well, one much more suited for Anissa in in the history of the challenge. So good on Issa. I mean, sometimes it's the luck of the draw, you know?
Hey, and it's with that in her 16th season, she now is the all-time leader in elimination wins for females with a record of 13-12. Just surpassing or tying, I forget what the actual thing is, but surpassing Cara Maria, who got to that milestone in 9 seasons.
Oh, it's close enough.
And half the losses.
Listen, it's 2020. It's a tie. It's really a tie.
Anissa is like the quarterback who you're a 500 team. Like you're Phillip Rivers.
Kirk Cousins.
Like on the Chargers.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
You're Kirk Cousins. Great at 1 p.m. games. When the time is brightest, you flop. But it's like you're behind, and you get to that fourth quarter, and you get those empty calorie stats. So you're like, oh, I deserve a very good contract now. Look at these numbers.
That's
Anissa.
4th and 8. I'm gonna throw ball short of the sticks with the game on the line.
Sure, I'm 12 for 37, but a couple of those were big bombs.
Yeah. What are the playoff numbers though?
Oh, lost to Big Easy.
Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see. Jordan explains, yes, you can to Anissa. And guess what? Anissa can. Jordan and Anissa win. Kenny and Casey are out. So it only took us 8 episodes to eliminate 1 pair of challengers. That's fine. So we're back at the house. Fessel and Mariah have decided to be friends. Okay.
I love Mariah's reactions in the confessional booth where like Fessel's just says that and she just immediately looks back at the camera. You can just see it in her eyes like I'm not about this.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like I will compete.
Yeah.
No.
But on paper they're good.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And it's a big factor of why you don't see them in they're the only safe team. Because it's the smartest decision. Leave the team available that is most likely to win a daily.
Yeah, you don't want to go against Fessel, and looking at those thighs, she's probably going to beat you in a lot of stuff. Not a spelling bee, but anything.
No, not a spelling bee.
She only messed up 1 word. I'm kidding. You're great.
And you know what? It was a freak moment.
Yeah.
The magnets.
She had sand everywhere.
Yeah.
So we have a moment between Nani and Johnny Bananas. Nani's going to make it, guys.
She can hold it. She's done it before.
She's got 2 days. We're good.
Yeah. It's like, it's only a week and a half. But I can get it if you had your true emotional port, like you're outside of the game emotional port there, and then suddenly they're gone. Like I think you're allowed to have like a mini freak out.
Sure.
And then get over it. But Bananas is a great partner. Once again, just be like, hey, I need you to be good. So like whatever you wanted to throw at her, throw at me. I will take it. I will smile and say how great of a partner you are, and we're gonna get you a win. Don't quit.
Don't quit. We're good. So it's time for our daily eliminator, and TJ's not there. Bananas asks the audience and production, do I have time to pee? Hold your horses, tie it in a knot if you can. It's Runaway Ride. What is Runaway Ride?
So we saw this. If you guys follow us on our Patreon at realitypatreon.com, we covered the Challenge Australia, who used a lot of the same challenges that we see here on Ride or Dies. In this challenge, you are in a bus filled with a lot of balls that you definitely found at McDonald's and then put stripes on them. And as you're going around the course, it's going to shake you and move you around as you're trying to find signs that say what your ball color codes are. You try to get as many of those correct. Fastest team with the most right win.
Yes. And I mean, like, this bus is hitting like sides of concrete. It is pretty insane.
It was cleaner. It was cleaner than when it was on the Australian one.
You think?
I noticed. Yeah, I think they used it first. And then they were like, let's keep it dirty for them.
Yeah, I think they used it first. And well, they had to clean it after they were done because Chauncey throws up.
Tori throws up.
So Australians have stronger stomachs than Americans. Not only are they more much more polite than us, but they also have stronger stomachs apparently.
It's possible, at least across the board, because I think it's only those two that puke, or at least we see puke.
Yeah. So yeah. Do we like this far into the season, or is this better done on on the Challenge Australia early in the season?
I feel like this should be an earlier one.
Yeah,
because there's
felt more right there in Australia,
or like even do this one last week when you were still like in the teams and the fastest team to do it won it for your group or whatever, and then do what you did last week as the challenge this week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think I like the placement in Challenge Australia better. Once again, you guys want to check out the Challenge Australia, we have our after show podcast available at realitypatron.com and links to the episodes. And it is a great season. So if you haven't seen it, you should. You're missing out. All right. Let's see. Chauncey throws up on Amber.
And he said this isn't the first time.
Yeah, they're into some weird stuff, man.
We learn something new about them every week.
Yeah, they are quite the couple. So, I mean, hey, like, spice it up, right?
Hey, and you know what? Whatever they're doing is working because,
yeah,
they're actually a couple that when you see them on screen, like, you can genuinely feel just how, like, attracted they are to each other.
Oh, yeah. So, Horacio and Olivia kill it. And
everyone's nervous. They're like, they went so fast. And Banana's especially nervous because he's like, I have been saying his name all season long. If they win,
yep,
Nani, we are going down there.
Yes. Tori's not liking this whatsoever. No. And Devin's just like, just stay down. And Tori throws up. And
ends it.
the last two, Devin knows are incorrect. Tori knows are incorrect, does not care, ends it.
And there's like, this is the first time we've seen Devin frustrated, with her. But
I think it's the right move. Like if you got to get off the ride, you got to get off the ride.
I think like this was the first moment where Devin was like, this may be the first opportunity where we could get thrown in, so we do need to try here. Because like you can look throughout the whole season. They weren't trying that hard to win. No, they had deals. They were staying out of things. So this is like the first opportunity where he knows they don't have 10. He's like, well, someone's going to.
Yeah.
So
and Nani and Bananas have not tried up until this point either because there's no need to if you have the deals in place. And so they do try. And guess what? They win.
Yeah. And you can tell when they try as opposed to the mini final where they're just laughing and sitting and lounging around. Yes. But I think that just comes to being better. It's like you only can say, "Oh, I can be ready for anything" until anything happens, and you see how some players react doing this and how others do. And you have people with the experience under the belt of a Nani and a Banana. It's like, okay, this is gonna be uncomfortable. This is gonna be silly, but like we know what we're doing here.
Yeah,
let's
kill
do
it. Yeah, and they won their first challenge, so I mean they're pretty much 2 for 2 on challenges that they try. So. If they want to win,
well, at least we're both of them are trying.
That's true.
So, let's see. It is before we go to deliberation and who we're going to save and the interrogation. You know what you should do?
Shave your balls.
Support for Reality After Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's right, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 12 million balls.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight that you need for a more precise shave.
Now, I have a dark shower curtain in my bathroom, and I've been looking for the perfect way to shave in the dark, kinda. Guess what? I found it. 4000K LED. No longer a problem. I got perfectly smooth, clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code SURVIVOR. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. And don't forget, for more exclusive Reality After Show coverage, visit realitypatron.com. That's reality, patron.com.
All right, and we are back. And first out of the gate, we got to save a pair. One duo will not be selected to go in. They will not have to play the game of chance with the dagger. And Mariah and Fessel is strategically the best pair to save. And at this point, we hear that Mariah does like bananas. So,
yep.
And Fessel goes, look, as I've always said, just keep your word in this game and you're good.
And Mirage just like, yeah, that's exactly why. That's exactly why, Fessel. It's because of you. I know you brought me to the dance. You know, yeah. I'm only here because of you.
Led her to the promised land.
Yeah, you know, you led me straight to Bananas, and you know what? Bananas likes me. We're a good team.
It's working out. Yeah, we're good. Me and Bananas are a great ride or die pair. Thank you.
We are a great ride or die pair. So thank you, Bananas.
Yes. Let's see. So that's the save team. Amber and Chauncey nominate themselves. I didn't understand what the fuss was about. Like people being up in arms. It's like.
So are we all Team Amber again? Are you back on?
No, because like at the end of the day, spoiler, Chauncey and Amber are eliminated, and how I found that out is another story, but that will happen later. When TJ says, I expect to see you guys back, I don't love Chauncey. I mean, the guy had two good sound bites the entire time.
I like the potential of Chauncey.
I do. I guess this isn't. Some people, they don't learn this overnight.
And that's what it seemed like. More of what the story was like. Let's get Chauncey's feet wet. Yeah. Maybe he's more like introverted at first. Like he loves to compete. And I'm like someone who, I do believe he can actually compete and can learn to be more strategic with his approach.
Sure. And
I think if you have him and Amber like coming back together as well, I think that provides room for him to grow. Yeah.
And making more friends.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe allowing some of their friends to actually come back onto the show.
Yeah.
Like imagine that they let Polly back onto the show.
Ooh, I'm for it.
I mean, like I've been saying, I feel like they're testing the waters here with putting Kara by herself on All Stars 4. It's like, can they play ball again with us? Like if you're production, because if we can have them back, we're gonna have them back because we need those ratings. Yeah. And Polly and Kara will not hesitate to create a counter group for this vacation alliance. And I think Amber and Chauncey would be right on there.
That would be. I'm for it. I mean, I love the vacation alliance, but
I love them, but they need
counters. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think Chauncey's fine if you keep bringing back with these larger casts, that are 60 people. I don't think he's someone that you're bringing back if you're doing the old school, be like, hey, there's 24 people. That's it. He doesn't quite fit that mold. But if you're going to keep bringing back enough for 60 episodes a season, then Chauncey's fine.
Yeah. Jordan reminds us that people that nominate themselves typically go home. So when everyone is up in arms, they're just like, they're just doing this. It's not real, blah, blah, blah. Listen,
they did the opportunity away from you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, great. They did all that. Guess what they also did? They also increased their percentages of going home exponentially over anyone else. So be happy about that.
Right. And let's look at the bigger picture here. We know from the other podcasts and what the players have said they decide the order themselves of who gets to draw. Amber and Chauncey they're the third pick. They're like, Anissa and Tori will not budge on that. Like, I'm going to put that out in the universe. We know that's going to be what happens. They're more willing to have Horacio in the middle because they've never said Horacio's name.
Yeah.
And one blunder there with Horacio. But, it's like, I keep waiting for this shoe to drop about why is Amber a snake when isn't she allowed to play the same game that you guys are playing? Like,
no,
like Devin plays this manipulative game, even though he says he's not manipulative.
Yeah,
but he makes deals
from
with
the
everybody.
preview, it looks like he is.
but he makes deals with everybody. But when Michelle is making a deal with people or Amber's making deals with people, suddenly it's snake behavior. Yes. Unacceptable. Anissa has to do a million confessionals demeaning them and saying how stupid they are and they're pathetic losers who will never be in the how to win at the challenge and at life.
Does Anissa have 2 chapters in there? Or?
No, she's not in here, unfortunately.
Okay.
Let me go to the Cara Maria chapter. Maybe there's something there about like beating Anissa. I don't know.
We don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a big deal like they made it out to be. The only thing that I noticed is when you did have Jordan saying this isn't a good idea and you got his flashback to free agents, I was like, oh no, they're going home. Like,
well, I figured they were going home just from the vibe of the episode.
Yeah,
but I was just curious of how they go home.
But wait till you hear how I found out how they went home. It's so great. Thank you, Sling TV. You really hit on this one. Yeah, we'll get there.
I was gonna say, was it the same guy that you were arguing with on the Traders post?
What do you mean?
That was that one.
That was a woman.
The survivor group that he went back at him because he couldn't wait a week to spoil it.
Yeah, it was a woman.
It was a woman. Oh, I thought.
Yeah, it was a woman.
It was another guy named Johnny
that wanted to watch Traders in reverse order so that she could know who won and then watch the. I don't get it.
Stupid. Either way, stupid.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to make Traders Memento, then great, it's wonderful. But if you're not,
okay, let's get a tattoo here to remind myself.
Andy, Quentin, hot take. This will work out. Okay. When's the last time someone referenced Memento? That's been a while.
It's been a solid minute.
It has. So yeah. It's time to go to the zone, and we have Hozier Take Me to Church, which I had on vinyl, but was going for like $100 and some, and I'm just like, wow, I would much rather have $100 and some than Hozier Take Me to Church on vinyl.
Yeah,
right.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I used to listen to it on Sundays, but I replaced it with what Jesus is King or the Kanye.
But I
don't even know if I can listen to that now, right?
Well, I don't.
Can't admit to it anyway.
I mean, you're talking about Jesus.
Okay. But I feel like this was an appropriate song because of how, like, the confessionals that we get from Jordan later on. It's like he's like, oh boy, I'm taking Chauncey to church today. Like, say your prayers. Like, it's a whole quote like, eat your vitamins. Say your prayers because I'm about to school you, boy.
It was school was in school was in session. So
that was so like, even though it was like all like you knew Jordan was winning that, it was so exciting to watch.
Well, I mean, the Chauncey and Amber are in. They volunteer themselves, and TJ is like, you're playing for $1 million, right? Is it? I mean, did no one tell? I mean, like Amber, you should know, but Chauncey, did anyone tell you like that? Like and they're like,
I liked his excuse though. Like if you need to have an excuse for why you
because remember the last time I let you down? I'm trying to step up. And
I will just say like, hey, in past seasons, if you quit, you're automatically in. I quit and I was awarded because I was on the better team. Yeah. I need to prove to myself that I earned this final. I need to do this to counteract that.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that. I mean, like I don't think TJ like TJ is like, that's great, that's honorable. However, that's still stupid. You know that, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think and he was like, oh yeah, I know it's stupid. It's fine. So it's time to pull daggers. Anissa pulls wrong, and I'm
Of
like,
course.
okay. Horacio, who I mean, is the world rooting for Horacio here?
They're rooting for that team.
Yeah.
Horacio
I mean, like,
and
of
Olivia.
course I'm rooting for Devin. He's
Well,
my He's my
right.
favorite.
It's a season. I've still said he's winning
Okay.
the season.
So, but I'm also rooting for Horacio. And he pulls safe, and I'm just like, okay. And Horacio and Olivia, they save Devin and Tori. I'm like, all is well in the world.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk about this.
Ooh,
Because
okay.
this is a shorter podcast. Like, it was a very streamlined episode.
Yeah.
This was the wrong move. It was by far the wrong move. Like, I personally, as a fan of Devin, I'm like, yes, Devin gets to stay. Potentially we lose Anissa, even though odds are we don't. But you should have you're this close to the final. Which of those two teams are you more afraid of in the final? The answer is obvious, and it's Devin and Tori.
It's the right move if Jordan's partner is anyone other than Anissa. But it's Anissa, so you go Tori and Devin.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, because Anissa's on that team, you're like, well, I'm not going to put them down and potentially lose them. And you saw how Amber and Chauncey worked as a duo in the mini final. They worked well together, but they weren't working well in comparison to the other teams. So you're like, okay, so that's two teams that if we can get them to the final, we have a better shot of staying ahead of them.
Yeah.
Whereas Devin and Tori, they're best friends. And they're both good. Like, Devin continues to be under the radar because he actually is a good competitor, but people keep viewing him as like the weakest of the guys. So they should have been thrown down there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad they did. I don't care. I'm just glad.
Oh, right. I'm just saying from a strategic standpoint, it was a wrong choice. But it's a very old school mentality of, well, they've said my name.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, because Jordan's like, what the heck? We're roommates. Like, I thought this kid, I
whisper sweet nothings into his ears at night.
Yeah, this kid tells me daily he worships me. And Horacio essentially says, yeah, we just don't like Anissa. I mean, like that's what I translated. Did you catch that?
It's like, Anissa said my name.
And I thought it was more like we just don't like her. Like,
well, I would also like to believe that they just don't like her.
Is that a chapter in the book, Alex? We don't like Anissa?
Unfortunately not. I think that's the sequel.
That's the follow-up book.
but I think Horacio needs to be careful here because, like, Jordan's saying he's sleeping next to him. He's saying sweet nothings. Like Tori's gonna come at you, boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I like Jordan, and I feel I would get along with Jordan swimmingly. Right. He is a little odd, right? Can we? I mean, like, I don't think he's. Who was the guy at the beginning of the season that was frightening? The James Bond villain guy.
Oh, Turbo.
Yeah, like that guy. I'm just scared to death of. But I feel like there's a little something dangerous about Jordan too, right?
I think younger Jordan, you can make a case for that. I think he's always been someone who sort of went to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah, he
has an underdog mentality because of like just how he was born. So I think like there's like a little bit of an edge there, but like I've never seen him and was like, oh, I feel like I would be uncomfortable around.
I shouldn't be frightened.
Yeah. Everyone likes Jordan outside the game. I think what pushes some people off is that when he's in the game, his intensity is at 11 the entire time. He doesn't know how to ratchet it back. Where you take him away from that, I think most people will get along with Jordan.
Okay, all right. I said there's just something just dangerous about it. I mean, like, probably in a good way.
I would say in terms of challenge is a good way because...
Well, definitely, yeah, but I'm just thinking, like, if I'm sharing a room with this guy, I'm just like, is this guy going to be like, I could kill you, right? Just like, whoa. What?
I don't think he'd be doing that.
I think he would do it to me.
No, because the only person who would do that is Turbo, and he wouldn't be whispering it.
Oh, no, he would.
He'd be that person who, like, you wake up in the middle of the night, and he's just sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Staring at you. He's like, go back to sleep. And as you're trying to go back to sleep, if I wanted to slit your throat, I would.
Yeah.
Sharpening his knife, cleaning his gun, something,
petting the cat.
Yeah.
Just like.
But the cat's not alive.
No.
But it was earlier that day.
Yeah, no. This is pussy chicken.
Yeah, pussy chicken. Oh, all right. So yeah, so the eliminator is Rumble Tumble. What's Rumble Tumble?
There's 6 pillars. You have to knock off three of them that are yours while playing human tug of war with your opponent. It's fun.
So I'm looking at the teams, and of course, I like I like Jordan. Of the 4 people down there, I like Jordan the most.
Right.
I just called the guy dangerous for 3 minutes, but I want him on my
For
television.
Jordan, if you listen to this specific podcast, listen to that clip.
Yes, I like. Well, I mean, obviously the guy's cool and fun and not scary because what you got, Bananas Tahoe vacation or whatever. He's mooning people. That's fun. I love mooning people.
Yeah.
So I wanted to moon someone going down the road the other day. I was fidgeting with my belt. I'm like, I'm old. I don't feel like screwing with the belt.
You wanted to moon the dude that spoiled the ending of this episode for you.
Oh no, it's not a dude. We'll get there.
It's also a woman.
No, it's not a woman. It's Sling TV. We'll get there.
It's a company.
Yes, it's a company. It's a corporate hate-fueled rant I'm about to go on. So so yeah, no, I wish I was wearing sweatpants. If I was wearing sweatpants, I definitely would have mooned someone.
A lot easier.
So, but I think we passed someone. I passed someone I knew, and I wanted to moon them because that's what friends do.
Yeah, they moon each other.
Yeah. So Bananas and Jordan in the snow mooning like the Instagram universe. I'm just like, hey, that's fun.
Yeah.
I want to moon people. I don't know if I want to moon people on Instagram, but I want to moon people. Anyway, so I'm looking there and I'm just like, I was like, okay, it's the first thing I think of. I was like Amber and Anissa, and I was like, Anissa's with Jordan. I'm rooting for Jordan. I was like, Anissa's got like this is cherry picked for Anissa. Anissa's got to win this, right?
You would think.
And Anissa does. She does say her thighs feel like trash right now. Her words.
It's so funny that once she starts having to actually exert energy, like the next confessional is, my arms are dead. My legs are dead. I'm like, okay. Also, the audacity of her complaining about having, it feels like I have a 130-pound backpack on me. I'm like, what do you think Amber's feeling?
Yes. I'm not guessing a weight.
I'm not guessing a weight.
These are not carnival games here on this podcast, but so yeah. So sitting there watching, and I'm just like, I was like, man, this is perfect for these guys. Like this is ideal. You know, Anissa should win hers. She does. I was like, whoa, wait a second. I was like, Chauncey's a big dude.
I was actually surprised that there's only a 30-pound difference there.
It could be more. I mean, like 30 is just a guess.
Number. It's like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yes, it's randomly perfectly random. It's 30 pounds.
Right, and like Chauncey definitely has like an athletic background.
Yeah,
right?
he's got athletic. I mean, like you can't argue the heart of Jordan, but 30 pounds. This guy's a young stud. I'm just like, oh crap. I was like, all right, well, hopefully round 3 is Anissa versus Amber again. That's the deciding round, and Anissa has a little bit left in the tank. I'm like, this is what I have to count on, right? And so they line up, and holy moly, take out your pencils and notebooks. It's time to go to school. Jordan's like, you got to have this blind confidence. He's going straight. Nope. Work harder, not smarter. If he's going straight, I'm going diagonal. I'm not going against him. I go against him, I lose. I go diagonal. This kid's like, what just happened in my life?
Jordan, the best way I always feel to describe him is he's like that wily, like veteran pitcher in baseball. Like he doesn't have that
he's got that circle change.
Yeah, he doesn't have that
fastball.
He doesn't have high heat.
That curveball don't curve like it used to, but he's got that circle change that everyone hated their entire career.
It's like, I will not beat you through pure speed. I'm not gonna beat you through pure like breaking the ball. It's all I'm gonna outsmart you. You think I'm throwing this. You may even know I'm throwing this. you still are not going to hit it.
You will be in front of that circle change all day long.
It's what he's done. I know Alex and I were talking about it earlier, but he has an impressive elimination
you guys not to
record.
talk about me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Jordan has this impressive elimination record, and half of his wins, you should say, going into it, he had no shot at winning. Didn't have any business winning just because it was stacked against him.
Yeah, beats Josh in a tug of war with one hand, beats Zach Nichols in a sledgehammer competition with one hand.
And Theo
Also with one hand.
Not Theo Vaughn.
No, not Theo Vaughn. Unfortunately. Theo Vaughn for All-Stars. Let's get it.
Theo Vaughn for All-Stars all day long, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's perfect for him.
Oh, he would love it.
As long as he's not, he has a gap between tours, be like, okay, let me come in here for a week.
Every time I text him, he responds within minutes. Every time.
Let's get him on.
Such a sweetheart. So he has his own podcast.
I meant All-Stars.
Well, All-Stars, yeah, not on here.
Well, not All-Stars 4, but All-Stars 5.
Yeah. So because people hit me up, they're like, "Hey, can you do my podcast?" I'm just like, I do 6 podcasts a week. Leave me alone. Last thing with my free time after doing 6 podcasts a week, what do you think I want to do? A podcast? Because I'm looking at a brand new Deadpool pinball table behind me, and that seems like a lot more fun. And what are you going to ask me? Hey, remember the dead grandma lie? Yeah, I remember. It's great. You know what? It's called YouTube. Look it up. Check it out. You'll love it. Hopefully, in the next 18 weeks, you'll find it at JonnyFairplay.com. Spelled either way because I had to get both. There you go. All right. So at this point, we got the Jordan wins the first, so Jordan gets the first one.
Yep.
By just brains over brawn. The second one, he decides to let Chauncey get his first, and then follow behind, and which by following behind and continuing to run puts him 3/4 of the way towards his next one. Gets that, and then it's what's going to happen next. It's a commercial break. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Here we go. 20 minutes of commercials on Sling TV. Literally 20 minutes of commercials. It just kept recycling and doing commercial. And I'm just like, okay. Then if you'll watch the challenge on Sling TV, not only do you get the episode, you get the interview afterwards in which they explain what happened. So at this point, before the end of the show, I get Kenny and Casey explaining what happened. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So whatever happened, it's supposed to go earlier, I guess. I don't know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, more commercials. Then I get Chauncey and Amber explaining how they lost. More commercials than the end of the episode.
That's terrible.
It was the worst.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, did they just ruin this? No, what? Is this? No, wait, there's no, I'm like, maybe it just skipped to the, I'm not going to see what happened. It just knocked out that chunk, maybe I need to rewind or whatever. Nope, just showed it in the wrong order.
That's awful. I watched the episode live, wanted to live tweet as much as I could. And the only thing I got was a million commercials of the same commercial of Devin advertising the new Are You the One season that's now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Oh wow! Look at there. Hey, you guys want some Patreon content? It's slow hanging fruit. Just saying. All right, so we come back from a commercial, and after the episode is spoiled for me, and then you got TJ when Jordan's making this move. Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Look at this guy! And I'm just like, TJ is losing his mind.
Dude is waiting to pull that trigger, the air horn and scream at the same time.
This has got to be the happiest TJ has been in 3 seasons. I
think he just loves an elimination where you can feel it. You can feel
it, and there's no way Jordan should have won this.
Right, like so it's even more spectacular. But I think he also sort of reacts to it regardless. I think he reacts more for Jordan, but I think he reacts regardless of who wins, just because like, oh man, this is just electric. Let's see what's going. As opposed to let's watch Anissa crawl.
Yeah.
Oh look, she hit the baby blocks. Okay, now let's crawl to the next one.
Well, especially with how it ended, like Jordan getting that last push, it was just like he isn't the one that should have had that second burst of energy, and that was just pure heart determination where he's like, I'm gonna win this.
Yeah. So it was amazing. I mean, like Chauncey and Amber will be back. I'm like, he wasn't that great, but you know, I'll allow it. Like as you guys mentioned, you know, he's a rookie. He's got his sea legs now. If he doesn't impress me his next season, I'm done.
Well, here's my counterpoint. They gave Nam 3 opportunities.
Yeah. So no, this
6
guy
episodes.
is light years beyond Nam.
Yeah, so he gets at least 3 opportunities.
Okay, all right, I'll give. But I would love to see some progress next season, and I think we could.
Right, I think it always depends on the mix.
But he's on the bubble for me. I'll be honest.
Okay,
So.
French team.
I think you could see him fit in because I know we talked about this weeks ago, back when, you know, Jay and Michelle were still on the show, that he could kind of fit in with part of that, like Jay's newer alliance, where it's the more like people that have only done a few seasons, that I could see him kind of working with that group. And it could be a potential number for Jay. Johnny, I know you'd like to see that.
Well,
I think they may need some conversations in the off season because Jay was saying stuff with Nelson that got Chauncey and Amber not happy.
I missed that.
Back when they were like, when they got out, like it was like about like how he felt like they were throwing Chauncey and Amber threw them under the bus, that they like were being targeted because of a team that they stuck their neck out for, and Chauncey and Amber were not having it.
Oh.
Michelle was left out of that, all of that stuff.
Okay. Well, I asked Bananas why he hated Jay, and he said he laughingly said he did not hate Jay.
Yeah, I
like, why do you hate my friend Jay? And he was like, I don't hate Jay, but he was laughing.
I truly believe from Bananas side, it's like, no, yeah, I may have stolen Jay's girlfriend, but like,
it happens.
But like, I have no animosity.
I don't think he hates Jay. So, yeah. but as I said, I haven't seen this guy Bananas in a while on the show. I've never met him, and I know Jay. He's a Survivor brother, and so I just stick up for my boy, and so he's just like, yeah, I don't hate him. All right, I'll take that. But, I mean, because he could have said, yeah, I hate him. I've been like, well, that sucks. So he didn't. So I'm cool with it. It works for me. I'm pretty easy.
Yeah. But like in regards to the team that left, like I lead this season on a higher note with my thoughts of Amber and her spot on the challenge moving forward than I did with her coming in. Like the second season, I was like sort of hit and miss with her. I don't know what her role is. Everyone's saying that they hate her, but they don't show us any reason for why they hate her other than that she's like authentic.
Yeah.
And loves to hug people regardless if she likes them or not.
Hugs. Don't hug ever.
I thought Anissa was going to throw hands because after Anissa won, Amber went and gave her a hug.
Stop hugging.
Like I honestly think her biggest issue is she's too nice. Like she's too forgiving.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like she calls it like that she's maybe she's a little too naive, and maybe there's some there. But I think she also read the room. We know this is a legitimate thing that a lot of people were like, we want 2 new winners. Like we don't want a winner making it to the final. And like Banana sort of gets by because he's attached with Nani. Yeah, and the Vacation Alliance. So like,
when they want to, like, I think everyone was given the script for the Nani win season,
right? Except for Devin, who's like, she's not my partner.
Yeah, there's an alternate script here.
Yeah, like this is like a choose your own adventure. Like sure, the Nani went great.
Wait, you didn't see Fessel's script? It's just all about how he's awesome and amazing and
it's just a mirror.
world.
It's an 8x10 glossy. It's his headshot. I mean,
Yeah, it's oh my god.
but
This is great writing.
Yeah,
Ryan goes over. It's just a picture.
It's just a picture. Devin's script has cigarette burns on it.
Yeah. He used that as crown. Like the burns were meant to like draw the new path.
That's fine. But we do learn from Jordan the reason he won, and it's not just the eye of the tiger and the heart that this awesome individual has. You got to find this chick to every game. You got to figure out the gimmick, brother. That's all it is.
And with Amber out, I think this is now. I want to say this is at least the 4th consecutive season in a row where we will have a new women's champion on the challenge, which is cool. I hate the streak of, besides Amber, like them winning and then never returning again.
Yeah, I don't like that. So yeah, I feel like if you win, like you get to play the next one. Like that should just be like what's called after the Super Bowl, like that's the Monday Night Football game the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they treat Jenny like crap from production. Like Jenny West wins Total Madness, never comes back. She was an alternate for the World Championship, exclusive on Paramount Plus.
Oh,
she was initially everyone was reading that she was on the cast, and then last second the rumors went it back into no, she was an alternate, and then never went on.
Wow.
These people deserve better.
Yes. So, we learned that TJ's final is not now, but we are one step closer, and is the final elimination, guess-wise, according to the preview. And the preview is the ice bath eliminator that we saw on the Challenge Australia, which this is a perfect placement for this challenge right here.
Yeah. This one's perfect. And I think that was the same placement for Australia. It was like the last one before the final. And the main point of note is, Bananas has never gotten to elimination this season.
Oh, Bananas has not seen an elimination. It's easy for me to say. An elimination. He goes the shh to everyone out there. And Devin says, let's shoot to score. And is this the battle that we thought we were going to get at the beginning of the season? And much like Bananas chose to wait to the very end of the show to play, so has Devin, the Padawan learning from the Jedi Master.
My only question is can Devin rally the troops enough that everyone will do it, or will it just be if him and Tori win?
Like putting him straight in?
Yeah, straight in.
I think it takes a Devin Tori win. I mean, because I think they won over Fessel.
Well, I think Fessel is now trying to damage control his image, and if Mariah says don't put them down there, he's gonna be, well, you know what? I am such a great partner that I'm going to listen to her for once. And
I like that. In spite of not listening to anything my partner has said all season, I will listen to one thing and get credit for the entire season.
You know,
and I'm cool with that. Hey,
he's
all
just
they remember at the end is how the story finishes, right?
Yeah, he's looking at the confessional. He's just like, I've been working with Casey all season now. I should listen to her. Your partner's Mariah. Who?
Yes. It is time he listens to his partner, Casey.
Yeah.
So, this might be the best. This next episode, on paper, could be the episode of the season.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because a lot of these past few episodes have been very good.
Yeah,
very good editing. Great work from the cast. Great work from production. I'm very interested to see who goes next episode because literally, I feel a lot of these teams are pretty even with each other. So it'll be heartbreaking to see one of them go unless it's Anissa. But then we'll be at the final.
Yeah. And then part 1 of the final will be great. And then part 2, we will have Devin running for 25 minutes in last place. And then something to restart them. And then there's a puzzle.
And then he wins.
Be great with all those Sling TV commercials, Johnny.
Oh my God!
Oh no! You're halfway through part 1, and they talk about, and this is how I won.
This is how I was eliminated. Oh my God! All right, so Alex, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Trias95. Just follow me on Twitter. You don't need to follow me on Insta. That's just for friends and family. Come on.
Okay. And Dan Montchal, where can they find you?
You can find me at Monchi04.
Well, I'm Jonny Fairplay. You can find me at Jonny Fairplay on the socials. Follow them all. And to support the podcast, go to youtube.com/aftershow. Click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up, or whatever you do on there. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. And if you're listening, whether it be Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever, click the subscribe button and rate us. Just put, this 5 stars. This is the greatest podcast of all time. I think it requires 20 letters of some kind. It helps with the perfectly random algorithm that helps with advertisers and getting noticed and everything else. It really helps. Also, if you'd like to see me live, March 1st, I will be in New York with the Queen of Survivor, Sandra Diaz-Twine. I'm wearing the shirt. Shirt's available at JonnyFairplay.com. But join me live with the Queen. We will be watching the premiere of season 44 of Survivor. Tickets available at SurvivorTix.com. This is New York City, folks. Our New York City debut. Bounce Sporting Club. It is an awesome, incredible nightclub. So go to SurvivorTix.com for that. That's March 1st, March 15th. I will be in Nashville at Doghouse Saloon. That tickets once again at SurvivorTix.com. And then March 22nd, I will be in Cincinnati at the Filson. All of these events, I will be joined by the Queen of Survivor, Sandra Diaz-Twine. Tickets for all those available at SurvivorTix.com. And finally, the best way to support the podcast is to go to realitypatron.com. That's realitypatron.com. Become a patron. You get links to the Challenge Australia and our weekly Q&A and all the exciting perks. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, I'll send your money back. So with that, until next week, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, viewers and listeners. You're the best. You're the reason we do this. Until next time. And for more bonus content, go to realitypatron.com. That's right, become a patron now. Get additional coverage of all your favorite shows, the weekly Q&A, and you become a member of the secret, exclusive Facebook group. That's realitypatron.com.